For example, the battle royale system. So in the streets of Illumio City, in a certain section that's cut off from the rest of it, you get to battle trainers by night, and you just kind of randomly just jump each other. So instead of like after night, like the trainers come out and you start battling, um, like it's a certain section of the city. So like it feels like they did it this way to make to make the city still feel like a relatively secure location when what I wanted going into this was that I wanted like people going crazy in the streets at night and doing all this crazy stuff like with battles like after sundown, and it's just something that you don't see. It's like it feels too like regulated and controlled to be like engaging and fun, and like the trainer AIs aren't good. It's like it's just kind of frustrating. I was kind of thinking that like, this would be a really good time to improve like the AI pathfinding of enemy trainers, because Scarlet and Violet had this weird problem where like because the world was so open, it was very easy to avoid every trainer in the game. So like I thought that like, having a system where you would have like trainers just wandering the environment, exploring, and then just like challenging you and like constantly improving their own teams and constantly getting better, becoming better trainers as you became a good trainer. I thought that would be interesting if you could like see the same people over and over again and like form relationships with them. And yet like that just doesn't happen. Like again, the game is very stuck in this feeling that like you're basically just fighting randos with no background and no personality. In fact, like even the name characters you go up against in the first half of the game before you get like your mass promotion, like they're not super fleshed out or interesting, and they never really appear again. You can see them around the city, but like good luck remembering it or remembering any of them because they're so generic. And that's not even going into like the randos you fight in the battle zone. So like instead of like making Lumios feel like this lived in environment with all these different people and Pokemon that coexist, it just feels very corporate. It feels very safe, and it feels like the game doesn't really do a whole lot to kind of challenge this notion that this isn't a good thing for people or Pokemon, right? They kind of do this thing where they kind of address this idea that the wild zones aren't popular and that they're a bad idea, but it's something that like isn't really brought up outside of dialogue and really has no bearing on the plot as a whole at all, right? You have all these interesting characters in the second half, and a lot of them don't do anything. It's very very frustrating how this game really could have been this really cool like experience kind of like about a community, about a city of people like rallying together to like deal with some kind of unforeseen natural disaster, and that is kind of what it is. But what it essentially amounts to is that some guy from out of town just Mary Sue's his way into fixing the problem for everyone else.